What if I told you that a small 5-cent coin, sitting in your drawer or hidden inside an old jar, could completely surprise you with its history and hidden value? The Liberty 5-cent coin, better known as the Liberty Head Nickel, is one of the most fascinating pieces in American numismatic history. If you have this coin, it might just turn the tables for you, so stick around until the end of this video, where I will reveal how much it can be worth and how you can sell it. The Liberty 5-cent coin was first introduced in 1883 and continued production until 1913. Designed by Charles Barber, this coin featured the head of Lady Liberty on the obverse side, surrounded by 13 stars representing the original colonies, with the year of minting below. The reverse carried a large Roman numeral V for its value, standing for 5 cents, surrounded by a wreath. At first glance, it might seem like a simple coin, but its story is full of intrigue, controversy, and rarity that has captivated collectors for over a century. The very first year of the Liberty nickel, in 1883, created one of the biggest coin scandals in American history. The mint's original design did not include the word cents on the reverse. That missing word gave rise to a famous scam, where con artists gold-plated the coin and passed it off as a $5 gold piece. As a result, the mint quickly revised the design by adding the word cents at the bottom. This led to two varieties in the same year, the without cents type and the with cents type, both of which are now highly collectible. Production of the Liberty nickel continued for 30 years, and it circulated heavily across the nation. It was the coin of everyday America, buying groceries, paying for streetcars, and jingling in the pockets of millions of people. Each year's issue carried its own mintages and subtle differences, with some years producing far fewer coins than others, creating rarities still hunted by collectors today. One of the most legendary aspects of the Liberty nickel series is the 1913 issue. Officially, the coin was no longer supposed to be struck after 1912, but somehow 5 1913 Liberty nickels were created. These mysterious pieces have become some of the most famous rarities in the world, with each one selling for millions of dollars at major auctions. Their existence adds an almost mythical aura to the Liberty nickel series. Throughout its history, the Liberty 5-cent coin went through both high production years and scarce ones. Collectors paid close attention to low mintage years like 1885 and 1886, which are especially difficult to find today. These coins often sell for thousands of dollars, even in modest condition, while pristine examples can reach staggering figures at auction. The design itself holds historical significance. Lady Liberty, with her coronet inscribed with the word Liberty, represented American ideals of freedom and strength at a time when the United States was solidifying its role as a rising power. These coins often sell for thousands of dollars, even in modest condition, while pristine examples can reach staggering figures at auction. The design itself holds historical significance. Lady Liberty, with her coronet inscribed with the word Liberty, represented American ideals of freedom and strength at a time when the United States was solidifying its role as a rising power. Every detail of the design, from the stars to the wreath, carried meaning that resonated with the American people. Today, collectors treasure these coins, not just for their monetary worth, but for the story they tell. The Liberty nickel represents a key period in U.S. coinage, bridging the gap between the Shield nickel that came before and the Buffalo nickel that replaced it in 1913. When it comes to value, the Liberty nickel continues to shine. According to sales data from eBay and other online platforms, common dates in worn condition often sell for just a few dollars, making them accessible for new collectors. However, higher-grade examples, certified by PCGS or NGC, can command hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. Auction houses regularly feature Liberty nickels in their catalogs, with rare dates fetching impressive sums. The 1885 and 1886 issues stand out as key dates, often selling for several $1,000s when certified in mint state. The 1883 without cents variety also remains popular, with collectors drawn to its scandalous history, but nothing compares to the elusive 1913 Liberty nickel, which has shattered records at auction, with one specimen selling for over $4 million. Part of what keeps the Liberty nickel market strong is the continuous demand from collectors completing date and mint mark sets. Because the series only spans 3 decades, it is considered achievable, yet challenging enough to hold long-term interest. This constant demand ensures that Liberty nickels of all grades remain active in the marketplace. The coin's presence on eBay highlights its enduring appeal. Sellers from around the world list Liberty nickels daily, ranging from affordable circulated pieces to high-grade certified rarities. Completed sales show a wide range of prices, with strong premiums for coins with sharp details and original luster. Buyers flock to these listings, keeping the Liberty nickel a steady performer online. Collectors also enjoy the thrill of the hunt, searching for hidden gems in dealer boxes or online auctions. Many stories exist of people discovering rare Liberty nickels among inherited collections or even in old change jars. This possibility adds excitement to the series and ensures that even common examples remain sought after. For those considering selling a Liberty 5-cent coin, the method can significantly affect the outcome. Coins sold raw, without certification, may bring in decent prices, but certified examples almost always sell for more, especially in online auctions where buyers demand trust and authenticity.
And forgotten pieces of copper. Then this story might completely change your perspective. Imagine owning a simple-looking wheat penny from 1940. That could actually be worth much more than just 1 cent. Yes, the Liberty Wheat Penny from 1940 might just turn the tables for you. And if you stick around until the end of this video, you will discover not only its fascinating history but also how you can uncover its hidden value and where to sell it for the best price. The year 1940 was a defining period in American history. The world was on the brink of global war, and the United States was preparing for the changes that would soon shake every corner of society. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that reflected both tradition and resilience. The Liberty Wheat Penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was one of the most common coins of the era, yet today, it carries a special weight in the eyes of collectors and historians. The wheat penny had already been in circulation since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1940, Americans were deeply familiar with its design. On the obverse side, the strong profile of Lincoln represented leadership and perseverance, values desperately needed as storm clouds of conflict gathered overseas. On the reverse side, the 2 simple wheat stalks framed the denomination, symbolizing agriculture and prosperity, both of which were pillars of the American identity at the time. Minting for the 1940 penny occurred in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its own mark, or in the case of Philadelphia, no mint mark at all. These subtle differences in lettering and placement of the mint marks are what makes certain coins rare today. Collectors always keep their eyes on mint marks because they can dramatically increase a coin's desirability and value. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of 1940 wheat pennies, making them the most common. However, the Denver and San Francisco mints produced fewer, and certain variations or errors among those batches have become incredibly sought after. For instance, pennies with double die errors, where the design appears slightly doubled due to misalignment during striking, can be worth far more than their face value.
Condition also plays a critical role in determining the value of a 1940 wheat penny. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, showing little to no wear, command higher prices in the market. Collectors use a grading scale to determine quality, ranging from poor to gem uncirculated. A shiny, sharp 1940 penny can catch the attention of serious buyers and auction houses. What's fascinating about the Wheat Penny series is that each year tells a story. The 1940 version in particular represents America's final peaceful year before entering World War II. These pennies were carried in the pockets of soldiers, workers, and families across the nation. Holding one today is like holding a piece of living history. On platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and specialized coin markets, 1940 wheat pennies in average circulated condition often sell for a few dollars. But when rare errors or mint state conditions enter the picture, values can soar into the hundreds or even thousands depending on demand and rarity. Some collectors are willing to pay surprising sums just to complete their sets or to own a perfectly preserved example of this wartime coin. The beauty of coin collecting lies not just in monetary value, but in the stories these small objects carry. The 1940 wheat penny is a witness to the transition of America into a global superpower and a reminder of simpler times when a single cent carried more purchasing power. If you happen to come across a 1940 Liberty wheat penny, it's worth giving it a closer look. Check the mint mark, study its condition, and compare it to professional grading standards. These little details could reveal whether your penny is just another cent or a small treasure waiting to be discovered. And here is where the opportunity really unfolds. If you think you have this coin, it might just change your financial outlook in ways you never expected. The right beer, the right platform, and the right condition could make your penny far more valuable than you imagined. Stick around until the very end, because knowing how to sell it properly is just as important as knowing its worth. Now, as I mentioned at the start, this coin might truly turn the tables for you. But here's what you need to do. If you have a 1940 Liberty Wheat Penny, or think you might have one in your collection, drop a comment with the word price in the comment box below. I will personally tell you not only how much it can be worth in today's market, but also guide you step by step on how you can sell it for the best pay. You see the pennies lying around in your drawers or tucked away in old jars. Imagine holding a simple 1-cent coin that looks ordinary, yet could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its type and condition. If you happen to have a 1942 Liberty Wheat Penny, it might just turn the tables for you. So stick around until the end of this video as we uncover not only its fascinating history, but also how collectors on platforms like eBay and in major auctions are valuing it today. And don't go anywhere, because at the end of this video, I'll reveal how you can find out the real price of your coin and the procedure to sell it, but only if you comment the price in the box below. The story of the 1942 Wheat Penny begins in a time of global upheaval. The United States was entering World War II, and every aspect of American life was influenced by the demands of the war effort. Money and coinage were no exception. The 1942 penny belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, first minted in 1909, to honor Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. By 1942, the Wheat Penny had already become one of the most recognized coins in American pockets. The coin was struck in huge numbers, but what makes the 1942 issue fascinating is the period it represents. These were some of the last pennies made from the traditional bronze alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc before the government shifted to steel cents in 1943 to conserve copper for the war. That means the 1942 penny captures the final chapter of an era before coinage materials drastically changed. On the obverse, we see the timeless profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His portrait symbolizes unity and leadership, something the country needed deeply in wartime. On the reverse, the simple wheat stalks frame the denomination, reminding Americans of agriculture growth and stability. This design, which gives the coin its name, is among the most beloved in American numismatic history. What adds to the charm of the 1942 Wheat Penny is that it comes in several varieties depending on where it was minted. Philadelphia struck the coin without a mint mark, Denver coins carry a D mark, and San Francisco issues have the S mark. Each minting location has different survival rates and levels of rarity, with some varieties fetching higher values at auctions. Collectors today treasure these coins because they are not just small pieces of change but tangible links to one of the most important moments in modern history. During 1942, the United States was fully mobilizing for war. Materials like copper were vital for shell casings, wiring, and equipment. Every penny counted, literally and figuratively, making these coins a symbol of resilience. Now let's talk about value, because that's where things get really interesting.